stuck in a car lease you'd give anything to get out of? Well, we may have the answer for you right after this.
Live, this is South Florida Today on NBC 6 HD.
If you know me, you know what I think about car leases. I've disliked them for years. A vehicle always costs more to lease than to buy. And if your finances change, if you lose your job, you can always sell a car, but you can't get rid of a leased car. Or can you? Alas, there may now be a way to get out of a car lease you can no longer afford. Kathy Pareto is a financial planner, and John Sternal is from LeaseTrader.com, and they're here to tell us all about this. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Bob.
Did you want to argue with me about a lease car costing more?
No, I actually fully agree with you.
Okay.
Unless you're a business owner, it can have a proper tax
That's the only
write-off.
time I have advised our viewers that to lease is when you can write it off.
Yeah, but considering the segment today is about auto leasing, getting out of it, we want to talk about the importance of combining these two forces as part of a good money management, which really should be part of a lifestyle.
Okay, I agree. Now, I know some people who recently, in the last 6 months, 2 people who leased cars and have either lost a job or had their job hours cut in half. What can they do? I mean, these people are dying. They would love to get out of their leases.
Yeah, LeaseTrader.com sees it all the time. People getting cut from a job or dealing with a bad mortgage. A lot of people coming to LeaseTrader and saying, can you help us? I need to lower my bills. So we ask them to simply put their vehicle lease on the website. We've got a waiting list of people looking to take over these leases. We facilitate the transaction, and the first person walks away from their lease contract, and the second person picks up a lease for no money down.
All right, do you have to trade, or can you just put your lease up and try and have somebody take it over?
Actually, it's only a one-way transaction.
Okay, I thought so, because I have a cousin who actually just bought one of these leases on a very, very high-end vehicle and ended up saving a fortune from someone who could no longer afford it. So it helps on people who are doing well and people who are not doing well.
Correct. Back when the economy was good, we saw a lot of people upsizing, getting rid of a lease because they were bored with it. They wanted something nicer. Now that the economy's bad, we see the opposite effect, where we're helping a lot of people downsize on LeaseTrader, and they get something else that's smaller.
Kathy, over the years, I have cringed when I've seen people who don't make a lot of money buy cars, lease cars that they could never afford to buy.
It's the American way, live way above your means, whereas we should be living not at our means, but far below our means. And I think this is such a great venue to do that. But it really begins, Bob, with knowing what your expenses are. What are your inflows, what are your outflows? It's really tied into a budget, and people are realizing now with the economy that they can't afford some of the things that they could afford before.
Do you think perhaps a silver lining in this recession is that people are learning to live with less?
Sobriety, I think, is really the key word. Is get off of the drunken stupor of the last decade and realize that we have to have a different kind of lifestyle. And money management is so important. And as a financial planner, I'm just surprised and appalled at how many people from all walks of life don't even keep something as simple as a budget. One of my favorite websites for people is mint.com, where they can track all of these things for free online, aggregate all of their accounts, their auto leases, their bank accounts or credit cards, and see right in your face every day what it is that you have.
One of the dangers in buying a car on the internet, say on eBay, is that you really have no idea what it looks like in real life unless you pay someone to go look at it. Do you offer a service where these cars can be inspected for someone who's looking to buy a lease?
We do. At LeaseTrader, we always encourage somebody to try and take over a car lease in their own backyard so that they can personally go and check it out. But we're a nationwide company, so we do have services in place where you can get vehicle inspection reports and even transportation quotes whenever you do want to transfer a lease cross country.
Have you ever run into a situation, I'm sure at some point you must have, where someone received a car from another state and they weren't happy with it, where they thought it wasn't as represented? And then what happens in the event that occurs?
It actually doesn't happen because leases, keep in mind, are typically kept in very good condition. So very rarely do we see any kind of a situation where somebody has not maintained their lease properly. So most of the time, people on LeaseTrader.com are pretty happy with the vehicles that they get.
All right, great. Good segment. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you, Bob.
Appreciate it. To find out more information about how you can trade or get rid of your lease, go to LeaseTrader.com.